Hi, my name is Tammy Whiteman, and I'm going to talk with you today about how Common Core is not good for students who may be already halfway through school or are in middle school moving upwards. It's supposed to be good thing for students, but right now it's not. We are trying to keep up with the rest of the world in an area of education, but at what cost? Is it really good to make it, is it really as good as they make it seem? Do kids grab on and start running with what they are taught? The answer to most of these questions, no. Students, parents, and teachers are all struggling with this new concept that they have brought about. But why? Why are they all struggling? Can we answer that question? I attempted to help my child, Alexandra, who is in 9th grade, with her homework. She did not understand the process that they were teaching. I worked with a book and looked online, couldn't find any information to help me learn how to do it. I could get her the answer using the math or English or whatever subject it may have been to get her the correct answer, but I couldn't do it in the process that they were looking for. So I sent it in with a note stating that I had helped her do her homework. We got the correct answer, but it wasn't quite 100% to the steps that they wanted. So the teacher sent back a note to me. She got it completely wrong. We can't give her half credit for her grade being correct. Okay. I thought Common Core was supposed to be that every child learns at the same rate, at the same time. But that doesn't take into consideration children who either have special needs or learning disabilities. They take an assessment test. That assessment test lets them know either they're with the state, or they're below the state, or they're above the state. Could that be my child that's not meeting up to those state standards? Could it be your child? Could it be your child? Very well could be. We used to have regular classes prior to Common Core, the ability for students to have different learning styles, more accommodating learning paces, and preferences in what they will and can learn. Parents of these children who are struggling are standing right beside their child struggling right along with them. Are you able to help your child or children with their homework and do it the way that they're taught in class? If you're like me, and some parents that I do know, you can get the correct answer, but not the process correct. Ultimately, you're really not helping your child. Parents also do not get to help determine their child's education under their Common Core standards. That being said, you can't decide, hey, my daughter is not excelling, I want to get them extra help. That extra help may not be available. Teachers about this subject are very mixed. Some love the new Common Core standards, some can't stand it. Some think that it is more students at a younger age are easily able to grasp the new concepts better than ones that are in 7th, 8th, 9th grade, trying to forget what they've learned in the past, but learn all this new stuff in the process. Teachers are finding it difficult to learn the new ways themselves, let alone to have to teach those new ways at the same time. It's ultimately making it difficult for the students. If they can't understand it, how do we expect our students to understand it? And who put it out there for these teachers to have to learn it in such a short time frame, to have to roll it out to our students? That's not a very good process in my mind. They have to learn the whole new process themselves, understand the ins and the outs, teach it to the student, even if they aren't sure if they can implement it correctly or incorrectly. If they're incorrect, they're teaching our child something incorrectly, and now our child's going to go on to the next teacher, maybe the next year or 2 years down the line, and that teacher's going to say, why are you doing it that way? That's not the correct way. Well, that's what I was taught. They have changed a good majority of the teaching materials that school districts across the nation are using. Even though each state is in charge of those standards, they're scrambling to get the new materials, the technology, anything else that may be needed to carry out those changes, but they have to have it in such a short period of time. What's that doing to their school budget, their district budget? Are they above? Are they below? What's it doing to your taxes? Are they going up? Are they going down? I know ours went up. Are there grants? Can the government help pay for these things? Seemingly they're the one pushing this on the country, even though they have left it up to the state to determine what those standards are. It's not enough that every school district can do it effectively. They call it a state-run initiative, benchmarking for success. That means that they're offering the states incentives to use the Common Core standards that they have put into place. Why are we doing this to our children? Who is forcing the schools all across the country in every state to put this into place? Oh wait, it's our great government. Who said they needed to step in? Did you? Or you? Or myself? Why were our children all failing in school? Mine's not. Are yours? Or yours? Were they not going to school? College? Technical schools? Trade schools? Some, but not all. Because some people in government felt our children were not as smart or as educated or as intellectual as kids from another country. So we're being forced to follow what they feel is going to help push our kids to be right up there with them, not worrying about the child as a person. Who put them in charge of my child's education? Not me. Did you? Or you? What about you? My child's teacher didn't either, or the school district. So who? I get that this is a new way to make our children more competitive in the world for jobs, but is it really worth others being left behind? Not learning someone else's standards to have those tests, ones who not care about some learn faster and others will never catch up? So essentially using our children for information, but what information? Health history, disciplinary history, family income, along with test scores, district scores, and then even state score, and then the country as a whole score. Do they really need all that information? No. Some school districts have opted out of the assessments, but what about opting out of the Common Core completely? Do our children deserve better? I think so. Do you? Or you? Do you wish that your child could learn that 2 + 2 = 4? Not some long drawn out process of breaking that down and breaking it down again and breaking it down again? Become educated in the school board process. Go to your meetings, listen and learn, talk. Some schools are getting away from Common Core. Is yours? Mine's not, at this time, but I'm hopeful that someday soon they will. Our children deserve better. I got my information from the National Education Standards, both sides of the debate. Common Core, The Pros and Cons by Harvest Technology Group. Truth in American Education, developed and hosted by 415 Communications. Pros and Cons of Common Core Standards, the Pros and Cons of Common Core State Standards, and getting the Common Core and federal facts and rights. Thank you. Have a good night.